Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Detail back for another video here today, and we have a special little tier list video. As you can see, we have all the maps in the finals, not counting like the special Alpha Acta one, the TDM, like all the main cash out maps and variations for here in Season 7. At the time of recording this, there's about 28 days left in the season. So we've had plenty of time to explore the new map, Nozomi/Citadel. So I thought now would be a good time to do a tier list. And I want to kind of maybe expand and do these for the weapons, or I don't know, maybe gadgets, specialization, something. Either way, I wanted to do a map tier list, and my friend Luke actually just recently uploaded his. He did his quite a while ago, but just uploaded it recently. And he also wanted to see me do one, which I kind of planned on doing anyways, idea in my head. But enough yapping, without further ado, let's get to the first maps. Starting up, we got Monaco, standard issue. See, all three of these Monaco variations play pretty differently. I feel like since the mid-season patch, all the spawns have been a lot worse, and so Monaco kind of currently has a bad taste in my mouth. Overall, for cash out, I don't mind Monaco. There's some maps that just play a little more grief than others, and I'd say Monaco falls into that kind of tier. So it's just, the list is subject to change. Monaco, it's like a B tier, kind of. Part of me also kind of wants to put it in C tier. I don't know. Monaco to me is one of the lower end maps in the game, in my opinion at least. But also another thing, I will sort these in order from best to worst. Like, so if I have multiple things in B tier, I will put what I think is the highest B tier first. So Monaco can get bumped down to a different tier, or I'll just move it down in B tier. We'll see. Duck and cover Monaco. I don't mind duck and cover, but I feel like when it's standard cash out, it can get a little AIDS. Having that much of the map just wide open can really suck. And there's that one point in the middle of the rubble where the church normally is, and that point is just horrible. Especially if you're trying to retake, you kind of have to get lucky, and with how the spawns work out with the caches and the cache boxes. Very often you can see points in that area turn into an easy double situations because people are so lazy they don't want to even attempt to wrap around that point. That's a whole nother story. I could rant about that for hours. Suspended structures, Monaco, D tier. It's dog. I'll just be honest. It's horrible. There are two suspended structures that aren't that bad to retake. There's one specifically by like the fountain in the trees, not the one by, if you know the callouts, more like towards grandma's. That one specifically, that one's horrible. But the one on the opposite side of the map, where you can actually jump from the structure, or jump to the structure from one of the roofs, it's not that bad. In general, my opinion on suspended structures is it's bad. It plays terribly, especially if it's final round. It's just, now with like current meta pike, it's just so oppressive and annoying. I just really rather not deal with it. You kind of just play it like a total rat, and I'm good on that. Suspended structures, Monaco, it's terrible. Now, maybe a hot take. I think some people are coming around to it because they finally are seeing my vision. Seoul. Seoul to me is the worst map in the game. Yes, even over Kyoto. Don't get me wrong, when I look at Kyoto, I want to die inside. Just looking at it makes me angry, but overall, I think Seoul plays worse. When I see Seoul, I'm like, ugh, I don't want to die inside like when I see Kyoto, but I think Seoul genuinely does play worse than Kyoto does. At least Kyoto is so wide open that, points can get ignored, but you look at Seoul, you got Hospital, which is just impossible to retake. You have Billboard, which is almost just as impossible to retake. And the map is just so grief. When you have to coin, you spawn guaranteed 150 meters away from your cash out. It's not good. Standard Seoul, it's not like, is it worse than Standard Issue Seoul? Is it worse than Duck and Cover? I lean yes. Another hot take. People were like, Seoul's not so bad if it was just under construction the whole time. I disagree. Maybe if the point wasn't guaranteed to spawn in con, I could get behind that, but it does. So under construction, it's just as bad. Sometimes it can play worse. I don't know. Having the extra movement on a map like that is good, but it's just the fundamental problems of this map still exist. I'm kind of looking at this and I kind of low-key want to bump Standard Issue Seoul down to E tier. I think I'm going to do that. I think I'd rather play Seoul Standard over Monaco Suspended though. Under Con, I guess I'll put it in C tier. No. I'm gonna leave it how it is. It's subject to change. Moving platforms, horrible. Especially if you can knock it off on Green Bridge, so you can just have 2 hospital points. I'm good on that. Moving platforms blows, no matter which way you spin it. I would contemplate it putting in F tier. Maybe I do. I think I put it in F tier. Maybe I'm hating too hard, but finally a objectively good map in my opinion. Skyway Stadium. This map is very quality. Do I put this in it? I think this is an S tier map. I think Skyway is S tier. Up, down, left, right. This is moving platforms and suspended structures. It can get a little aged, just the nature of suspended structures. The moving platforms on this one I don't think are that horrible, because I've definitely seen worse. Cough, cough. But overall, still put it in A tier. I do think it's a significant downgrade from Standard Issue. And High Rise, I won't put S tier, but I do think it's high A. High Rise isn't that bad. So if you have perma height on the team, it can kind of suck, but I still find enjoyment playing that variant of the map. Skyway's goated. I swear I do not get to play that map enough. Now for the best map in the game, Syshorizon. It's not even close in my opinion. If you think otherwise, seek a mental hospital. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. Yep. There's nothing wrong with this map. I mean, there's a couple cash outs, just like any other map that's like not good, but overall, like no map comes close in the game. It's just balanced well. I don't know what to say. They cooked in Season 2, and they have not cooked as hard since. There are some good maps, though, which we'll get to. Kyoto, Standard Issue. This is a quality D tier map at best. Moving platforms, F tier. Suspended structures, also F tier. I know I said Seoul's worse, and I'm just objectively ranking Kyoto worse. Undercon is not that bad. I still hate it. I still don't think it's good, especially as much as people gas it up to be. It could be good with some changes. If they gave it a Vegas treatment, I do think Seoul could be a good map. I just hate playing it. I think the map plays so bad and so grief, especially in ranked. That's where all my hate comes from. Like, looking at Kyoto just makes me sad. So, am I rating it lower than Seoul? Yes. Do I still think Seoul plays worse? Yes, kind of. Do I also hate Kyoto just as much? If not worse, depending on the day. Also correct. So, these two might as well be tied in my hate tier list. But, yep. That's how I feel. Kyoto suspended structures might be my least favorite thing in the whole game. So the map, looking at it, just makes me sad. Let's move on before I dwell on that any harder. Fortune Stadium. Fortune is a quality map. It's funny because it's very Seoul laid out, but it's just done so much better because there's actually a middle of the map, and there's pads to move, and there's a hospital point, but it's not as aids. Once again, there's pads to get across. It's not as drastic of a fucking bridge. And there's actually ways to get inside and retake properly without getting beamed just out of the air instantly. And it has problems, but like they did what they should have done for this map, and I pray one day they fix their mistake and actually address it. We'll see, probably not though. Bernal. I'll do standard issue first. Standard issue Bernal is quite enjoyable. I might put it in A tier. Do I like it more? I think I like standard issue Bernal more than up, down, left, right Skyway Stadium. I didn't know how I felt about Bernal when it first came out, but over time I've slowly grown to love it more and more. I definitely would say I'm happier to see Bernal than I am Monaco at this point. So I think this is where I would put it. But the one thing about Bernal is it's kind of Kyoto and Monaco, what's the word for it? Coded? With how there's not a, there's tons of buildings everywhere. It's like kind of just maybe alleys and streets, stuff like that. But the thing about Bernal that makes it okay is that there's not overwhelming height anywhere on the map. Obviously this little church is kind of, and there's like a billboard that's also like height based, which you have those points. It can be annoying to retake, but there are ways to do it. It's not impossible. The biggest thing is the map is flat. That's what I'm getting at here. The map is flat, and this is why Monaco is okay compared to Kyoto. Is the map is flat, but the problem is Monaco is there's so much height difference in the buildings, and it just gets annoying. Mainly with the church, you have people just sniping at you from church halfway across the map for absolutely no reason, just not looking at their own point. You can get a little bit of that in Bernal, but not as bad. You said the height differences aren't insane. I don't know. I have fun on it. I hope you get what I'm trying to say here. I'm yapping. I'm a little tired, admittedly. But, yeah, I think Bernal's good. I enjoy it. Bernal's suspended structures. I do think this is suspended structures done correctly. I feel like with Bernal, granted the map is a lot bigger than something like Monaco's suspended structures, but the giant structures make it a little more okay, because sitting on those tiny ass platforms, it's just, it's trigger fuel, and I hate just thinking about it. The big structures are still annoying to retake, don't get me wrong, but there are methods, and if you are able to get on or inside of the structures, you can have a normal-ish fight. You're not completely exposed all the time. You can, maneuver your way in and out. And there's mega pads to actually get up to the structures, at least on 2 of them. I'm trying to think of all the suspended structures on this map. I think there's 3. 2 of them have mega pads. I know the other one is like a little lower to the ground, so they didn't do that, but these suspended structures are better than the ones that they first added when they dropped the game. So, yeah, enough yapping. I like Bernal. Quality map. Las Vegas doesn't have the old version, but I don't really care because admittedly I think the revamp is significantly better, and honestly I prefer the way this one looks. I know the other one is cool, it's more detailed, my name Lamau, but I do think the new and improved Las Vegas Stadium is indeed new and improved. That being said, Vegas, I think this is an A tier map. I would put it over Bernal. Kind of got me thinking, how do I think Bernal is actually A tier? I think it's B tier. I will move it down. I think Bernal is B tier. Still like it though. One of the better maps in the game. Standard issue Vegas. I said where they added a bunch of zips and new points to get out, and just how much easier things are to navigate. I do think Vegas plays a lot better, especially in the Season 1 version with the tripwires and turrets BS they added in the game. I do think Vegas now is a very quality map, and I'm always happy to see it in the rotation. Yeah, I don't think it's quite good as Fortune or Skyway, but I think it's around the same kind of playing field. It is one of the smaller maps in the game though, interesting enough, so it can get a little grief and aids in that sense, but overall, nothing that really stands out that's completely horrible to play against. So I will leave it there. I do think that is appropriate. Now, Vegas Sandstorm, tone of the story. I would put that in a C tier. Contemplating D tier. Do I hate Sandstorm more than Standard Issue Soul? Pretty big fall off here. C or D tier either way. Kind of, yeah, I think I do. Sandstorm, like, don't get me wrong, it's not like the worst thing in the world. It's just not good. Like, I don't dread seeing it pop up, but I'm also not fond of it in the slightest bit. I think I will slot it in D tier. That's pretty tough. Yeah, I don't know. Here we are finally on the new map, Season 7 drop. One that caught me quite by surprise. I thought we'd get a new map since we didn't get one in Season 6, but they really went ham on this map. Maybe they were brewing it for 2 seasons, that's why, but map visually is insane. Completely stunning. The CNS versus Fia side is really cool. I will say, maybe it's just because of a new spawned issue or whatever they did or tweaked or adjusted, but I can't despise the second boxes pretty much always spawning right next to each other. There's those 2 points, those 2 buildings with the triangle pads to get across. It's like guaranteed to spawn there every time, and I hate it because if one box gets staggered, it is guaranteed to be Grief Central, which I'm not okay with, and they need to do something about that. Another issue I have with the map is the ultimate height on the billboard. They do have an alley spawn, which is slightly more forgiving, but overall retaking and getting up to that height when someone has it on you can be kind of rough. So it's not possible. I think it's pretty normal Seoul kind of billboard coded, not impossible to retake, but just not favorable. There's certainly methods behind it. I think a lot of teams just kind of play it dumb, but overall it's not fun. It's not a good point in my opinion, but it is what it is. You just kind of have to try to work around it. I don't know, it's not great, but I don't think the map's horrible. I'm kind of conflicted on where I want to put this, to be honest. I think I slot it in B tier. I'm kind of debating, do I like this or Monaco more? Kind of where I'm at. I think with adjusted spawns and like cash box and cash out logic, this could be easily better than Monaco. I don't think I'd put it above Bernal, if I'm being real with myself here, but I don't know, right now the spawns is kind of what's putting a sour taste in my mouth with Citadel. I mean, Monaco spawns are not great either. That's tough. I don't know. This is basically where I'm at, though, for sure. I think I put it in front of Monaco. Yeah. I think I agree with that. Definitely worse than Bernal in my opinion, personally. Maybe that's a hot take, but I don't know. They're pretty tied right now. It's just if the spawn logic was better, I'd probably still leave these two maps where they are, but I don't know. I just feel better about them. Like right now, Bernal's like a B plus, and Citadel's like a B, and Monaco's like a B minus, in my opinion. That's kind of how I'm viewing things right now. Yeah, I'll leave that. I think I can get down with it. Okay, let's do it over here. S tier, we got Syshorizon and Skyway Stadium. Super happy with that. I agree. Yes, good shit, me. I'm losing my mind. I'm really tired as I'm recording this. A tier Fortune, 100%. I agree with that. Skyway, High Rise, yup. Vegas, yup. And then up, down, left, right. This is like a very bordering A minus B plus kind of range, but I still think Skyway is that good that I will leave this in the A tier. So no problems there. Bernal, I am kind of still tempted to maybe move it to an A tier, but I still think Bernal is a notch down from Vegas and Fortune. But like I said, it's a high beer. It's a high B for me. So I think that's correct. Just told you my thoughts on Citadel and Monaco, and then Bernal suspended. So maybe I'm crazy. I just don't think it's as AIDS as other suspended structures. Maybe that's a hot take. It's still not good. Like if we're talking competitive, like pro scene, this probably does deserve to get bumped down quite a bit. But as far as like ranked and world tour and how I play the game, I think it's fine. It's okay. It's not ideal, but it's okay. So I will leave it in that low B tier kind of range. Duck and cover, I quite like duck and cover. It's just the way it plays out, it can get very annoying. I think duck and cover in a final is a little bit better, but overall it's still not great. And under construction, same thing. Like, don't get me wrong, it makes Seoul a little more bearable. I just wish there wasn't a point guaranteed to spawn there every time. So that's another scenario where boxes get really weird with where people decide to plug and just getting lazy, and you see doubles happen probably the most often on Seoul under construction. So that's just kind of why I'm not a fan of it. I do agree that it makes Seoul a little bit better. I just don't think it's all people hype it up to be. People talk about it like Seoul would be like an A tier kind of map if it was always under construction. And like I said, I would be better, but I'd probably still leave it. Yeah, it would just sit in C tier for me still. So I don't know. What are your thoughts on that? Let me know. Then we got Seoul standard issue D tier. This might be hating a little too hard now. I know it said Seoul's the worst map in the game. I just hate the way people play it. It's probably like actually a C tier, if I'm being for real. It's worse than Con, but it's not that bad, I guess. I will bump it up. I'll stop drinking my haterade. But there you go, C tier. Are you happy now? Sandstorm Vegas, I still think it belongs in D tier. It's not good. You will not change my mind on that. Monaco suspended, same thing. It's horrible. It's not good. Do not defend this, please, ever. Kyoto, standard issue, D tier. Low-key Kyoto standard issue plays kind of like Sandstorm Vegas, in my opinion. Yeah. Yeah, I would say it's correct. Maybe I move Sandstorm Vegas down under Monaco. It's a little too much hating. But yeah, I think these two are pretty much in line with each other. I think they play the exact same. The only difference is Kyoto is a lot bigger, which can be better or worse depending on the situation. Remove the bamboo forest. Just remove the map from the game in general. Embark. Just remove it. I don't know. Or do something about this creature you created in Terminal Attack. You know this was not made for cash out. Quit lying to yourselves and trying to force us to play this. Please. The install moving platforms, F tier, sucks, hate it. Again, there's not enough movement on this map to justify this kind of thing. Yep. Kyoto moving platforms, even worse. That says a lot. It really does. I hate moving platforms on this map. It sucks. Why do they circle around the whole map? Why can't it be like certain sections, like Skyway, or it's the only comparison I got. But why aren't all moving platforms like that, where they just rotate in an area? It would actually be playable, like to an extent. Seriously, stop doing this. Kyoto system structures, it's the worst in the game. I don't know what to say. If you are playing a competent team, and now with the Pike meta, no, don't even get me started, bro. I'm gonna rage just thinking about it. It's not good. Yeah, it's by far the worst thing in the game. It will never be okay, especially in 3v3s. Like, holy hell, it's really bad. It's really bad. Yeah, that's my tier list. I'm happy with that. I will get angry if I look at Kyoto any longer. I've done enough yapping for about 27 minutes now. Tell me what your thoughts are. What are your favorite maps in the game? How would you break down all of these? I don't know. Leave a comment. Curious what your thoughts. Do you agree with certain things? Do you disagree with certain things? Let me know. I'm always up for discussion, even though your opinion is wrong and mine is absolutely correct. I'm joking. Joking, by the way. Oh my god. Do not freak out on me. Okay, I'm losing my mind. I'm in a totally different pocket than I normally am. Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching. You've shown so much support to me recently. We're nearing 300 subscribers by the time I upload this video. That's insane. Thank you. I promise I will keep doing my best to pump out content and just bring better and better stuff. So I got ideas in the head. Don't worry, they are coming. If you want more tier list videos, please let me know. If you like something like this, I'm happy to do it for the weapons next. I think that would be the next step for sure. But yeah, that's about it. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, he said leave a comment. What are your thoughts? Fucking yap to me like I've been yapping now for way too long, and I keep going. Oh my god, I need to go. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all. Until next time, peace out. I love you. Bye.